everybody. Back on for video number 3 of today. So in case you're wondering if I've completely lost the rest of my wardrobe, no, I haven't. I want to do a quick flip through of a new deck that I've gotten recently. This is an Oracle deck published by Blue Sky, and this is the Nature's Whispers Oracle deck. This is by Angela Hartfield and illustrated by Josephine Wall. I had seen this deck in a few places. I'd seen some flip throughs and was just really curious about this. This is a very lushly illustrated deck. It's a little busy, but there was something that was really, really appealing about the imagery, and I wanted to spend some time getting to know this deck. This is not an unboxing, by the way. This is just a flip through. I have been using this deck for the month of March for my Oracle deck. So I'm going to give you a little bit of my, my initial impressions as well on using this. This is a pretty typical, I said Blue Sky. This is a Blue Angel deck. Pretty typical Blue Angel box. This I know this has not come across very well on my screen because my color is terrible, but this is like a lavender purple color on the inside. I really, really love Blue Angel's packaging, so deck creators out there, Blue Angel does it right. It comes with a very, very small little guidebook, and I will tell you that this guidebook it's not my favorite. It is very basic. If you're a beginner Oracle reader, then this deck, this little book will probably be all that you would need. I would personally like a little bit more to speak to the imagery in this deck, because this is a very lushly illustrated deck with a lot of imagery packed into the pictures. So I would really like a little bit more on the artwork, but this Angela Hartfield is a deck author that I really enjoy. I have her Whispers of Lord Ganesha deck, which is one of my favorites, and there are some more of I think in this series, I think there's like Whispers of Love and maybe another one that I'm thinking of that I would like to pick up at some point, because I really do enjoy her work. And she wrote, I'll just kind of flip through it. It gives you like a little introduction, steps for using your cards, preparing to read, how to shuffle. It gives you 2 little spreads. You might not be able to see these too well, but like a little 3 and a 4 card spread, just really simple. And then it gives you, on the card images, it's just going to give you a little black and white thumbnail and about a paragraph for each one of the cards. And like I said, these are they're, to me, pretty basic overviews of the keywords that are on each one of the cards. I don't mind that, but I found that I get plenty from the image and the keyword on the card, so I really haven't used the guidebook. But like I said, if you're a beginner and you're looking for a place to learn, then I think this one, this is a fine guidebook. If you count the about the author and artist and the propaganda pages at the back, this is a 72-page guidebook, which is, like I said, it's pretty tiny, but it serves the purpose. I don't really use guidebooks that much, so it doesn't make that much of an impact on me. Now, one thing that I will say, when I initially noticed this deck, what caught my attention was the backing. And it's not going to come across again because my color is just horrible. But this is a stunning deck backing. And I resonate with butterfly imagery personally on a spiritual level, so this jumped right out at me. Now, I'll try to describe this because, like I said, I know my color is wretched, but this is sort of like a deep blue that kind of fades into a tealy green, and then more of like an apple green, and then up into more of the yellow. Beautiful color gradation. This is just absolutely visual eye candy. This is the reason that this deck initially caught my interest, and it delivers on every level. It's absolutely beautiful. And as you'll see, Josephine Wall's artwork, if you're not familiar with her, she's a fairly prominent fantasy artist. Her work is mind-blowingly good, and she has packed a ton into this deck. If you're a cardstock snob, this is the really good, really nice and stiff Blue Angel stock. It has a really lovely matte finish. This is not a glossy deck. Again, deck creators out there, please, for the love of all that's holy, stop making your decks glossy. It makes them sticky. This is a nice matte finish, but it's got a nice slip to it. This is a really easy deck to shuffle, even though it is a large deck. If you will see, I have tiny hands, and yes, I'm wounded. I stabbed myself in a horrible potato incident. We don't want to talk about it. But I have very, very tiny hands. And this deck is my hand and then some. With that said, I don't have any difficulty shuffling this deck because the finish of the deck makes it really easy to handle. So I'm just going to do a really quick flip through here. Like I said, these are borderless cards, and what you have is just a very small border on the bottom. I'm going to try and turn on my light here and see if that makes any difference. Yeah, maybe you can see that a little bit better. But you get a small border at the bottom where you have the key phrase, and even though, like I said, you're not going to be able to see super well on my color on my camera, these little bars at the bottom are all different colors, and the color is going to correspond to the palette used in the card, which for me is really nice. It's not just one stark one color that might go with some cards and not with others. I think this was a really well thought out deck in terms of the presentation. But I'm just going to go through and we'll flip and I'll let you see these cards. These are absolutely gorgeous cards, and I'll try and get these up close. So this is Make-A-Wish. Illumination. Celebrate Differences. Pause. Clear Out the Old. The Big Picture. Amplify Your Positive Emotions. And I will say this next card is called Breakthrough. I typically do not tend to gravitate towards decks that feel overly affirmational. And this is not to slag on anybody who enjoys affirmation decks. A lot of them are gorgeous. I tend to have a hard time connecting with cards that have affirmations just because I get super sensitive to the corny feeling, and some of them come across a little bit corny. And I wasn't sure how I'd feel about this deck because some of these do feel kind of affirmational, but I have not found that this is an issue for me in any way. This is Perfect Setting. This is Open Your Heart. This deck, I feel like, does the right balance between the affirmational feeling and something that's actionable and useful. To me, sometimes Oracle decks tend to be really overly pretty without being useful. And I want my Oracle to be useful. I use Oracles very frequently in conjunction as clarifiers on tarot readings. So I want there to be something actionable or something that really can provoke some thought. And while, you know, the kind of rah-rah cheerleader sort of deal has its place, I want my Oracle decks to have, something that I feel like I can act on. And I really feel like this deck has that while also feeling very positive. So, for example, this is make a decision. And you can see there is so much going on in this artwork. It's really difficult for that to translate to the computer. But it's just there. I have to put on my little magnifying reading glasses and really dig into these cards because there's a ton going on. So this is expansion. Renewal of peace. Assurance. And there's just some absolutely stunning cards in this deck. Catch your breath. Inner truths. Infinite blessings. New experiences and possibilities. Shift your energy. Higher ground. Fresh approach. Leap of faith. Again, this does not do these cards justice. They are just incredibly beautiful. You are worthy. Be your best self always. Keep your dreams alive. Be true to your heart. Maintain your childlike spirit. Bountiful harvest. Contemplation. I love this card. Adventure. Be spontaneous. Trust your own understanding. Be gentle with yourself. Vulnerability. Culmination of vision. And this card's been stalking me this week. Intuition. Ideal course of action. Acceptance of love. Oh, I love this card. That is such a gorgeous card. Clear endeavor. Show your support. Be in service. Let love be your beacon. Love matters. Seek beauty. Empowerment. Gratitude and appreciation. Because life is not right unless you have a unicorn. Laughter. Hope and happiness. Heighten your vitality. And last is Potential Gateway. Beautiful card. So there are 50 cards in this deck. I have been using this as my oracle, like I said, for the month of March since I got the deck. I got the deck in late February. And I've been really pleasantly surprised at how insightful this deck has been. You know, one of my big problems with oracles is that I feel sometimes they tend towards platitudes, if you know what I mean. Like, you know, you can make a really pretty picture and slap, like, you know, and be good to yourself on there. And while that's nice, you know, I like to dig a little deeper with my decks. And I did not know when I got this deck. I knew I loved the artwork, even though it's not necessarily what I would typically reach for. The artwork is absolutely stunning. But I didn't know if the keywords and you know, kind of the mood of the deck would work with what I typically like to work with. And I've been pleasantly surprised at how really insightful and how deep the messages that I've gotten with this deck have been. I feel like this is an all-arounder kind of an oracle. I really feel like you could use it for, you know, a multitude of different types of readings. I feel like it will work very well with as a clarifier. As I've been using it this month, just to get to know it, I've been doing just a daily draw with it. So I haven't used it in the capacity of a clarifier yet with an actual reading. But I've found that even just in a daily draw type of circumstance, I've been extremely pleased with this type of information that I've gotten from the deck, and I've really enjoyed working on a daily basis with this deck. So if the artwork is something that appeals to you, if you like very lush, very detailed, if you're somebody who likes the Shadowscapes deck, then this deck will probably be right up your alley. Although bear in mind, this is a much larger deck than the Shadowscape, so you're not going to lose so much of the detail to the size as you would for something like the Shadowscapes, which is really small. But if you're looking for you know, a really lush, gorgeous deck that is affirmative but yet still has some actionable, detailed type of keywords, this is a deck that I would highly recommend. Again, it is the Nature's Whispers Blue Angel. A gorgeous deck. I couldn't recommend it highly enough. And I look forward to working with it more as the month goes on. And then we'll kind of see where we go from there. I'll probably pair it up with a specific deck and work with it in that way for a little while, just to kind of see what it works like as a clarifier for another deck. But for right now, it's a stunning deck. Absolutely love it. If you have this deck and you enjoy it or don't, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Or if you have any questions about the deck, please feel free to leave a comment. As always, thank you so much for being with me. Thank you for taking your time to watch. I've enjoyed so much getting to learn everybody in the community and just watching videos and seeing people's decks and having this great conversation about tarot. It's been absolutely fantastic. And I look forward to a lot more videos with you guys. So until next time, thanks so much. I'll see you later.